Hi all, welcome back. This is video part 8 for series 11. Here we will discuss on the provisions MSK cluster using the Python code for producer and consumer. And consumer will take messages from the Kafka MSK and put those messages to the RDS and PostgreSQL. So agenda for discussion for today for this video, we will discuss on the creation of MSK cluster. We will create two RDS for one for MySQL server and one is for PostgreSQL server. Now we will create EC2 instances and create the roles, and we will set the host name for these instances. And we have added a GitHub repository for the Python code. We will clone it. We will take the code for that. And after that, we will give Kafka client installation on the EC2 instance. And after we will create a topic, after topic creation, we will install the Python because we need to run some Python script. We will go and install all those Python necessary installation. We will do it. And then we'll update the bootstrap in Python file because Python file is we need to update the whatever bootstrap for that Kafka cluster. That is for in both the EC2 producer and consumer instances. We will to update it. And after that, we need to test two things. First, test what we will do, testing messages on EC2 instance. Once we will get the messages, then in test case two, we will send those messages to the MSQL server. And for that MSQL server, we need to create one table in SQL Server, and we will create one more client EC2 instance for MySQL server, right? And that server will work as a client for that MySQL server. And using this client machine, we will go and create table and we will execute our query over there, right? For PostgreSQL, we will not create any instance. We will go our local system using connecting with Aqua Studio. This is UI for that. So I am distinguishing the two things. One, we are connecting with the client instance EC2, and one for the UI, Aqua Studio. So how we from this Aqua Studio, we will connect the PostgreSQL and our run that create table over there. And after when both tables are created, then we will use that take the messages from the Kafka and put all those messages in the database tables in both. So we will do those testing. For input point of view, I am using one CSV file that contain the messages, and that messages will be populated to the producer side. I will show you that thing also in the GitHub URL. I'm using this GitHub URL for MSK Kafka. Let me open this URL. You can see. So this is the data.csv. I told that I've added data over there. This is sample data. I will show you. This is the messages for that, like name, city, and country. I've added some few names here, right? And after that, you can see this is a consumer file for Kafka. And this is I told this is the Kafka country consumer with using the topic and bootstrap server. We need to update this bootstrap server. Whatever our cluster bootstrap server is there, right? We need to change it only this one. And after that, in the other files, producer files, you can see we will do the same thing over there. And producer will produce the messages from data.csv. So we will put all those files and put in this home path for that particular instance, right? Where it will get the data.csv file, which you saw earlier. So after that, I have two more file. This is used for the test case 1 and test case 2. We will use that MySQL and PostgreSQL Python files. And this is the files you can see here. Consumer here you can need to replace this bootstrap here also, and you can see this connection string. So we need to use this same connection, or we need to change it also the endpoint. And whatever user password and database name we are using, then you need to change it here, right? Connection string. After connection that, it will take those values and insert those values in this table. This is there, and this is the commit. So this is the steps which you need, which will use that in Python code. This is the consumer one, and consumer for that MSQL and consumer for Postgres. Both are slightly different. First, we need to change bootstrap server name here, and also connection. We need to pass that port here and endpoints and user password and database name, right, for creating the connections. After that, we same process we will do and insert in that schema dot table name, what a table will be created, and that will be inserted one by one, right? So this will file will use over there. So this is basically two files for two test cases, and same thing I've added for the MySQL, MSSQL. If any use cases for MSSQL, you can use this file. Otherwise, I'm not using this file in my demo. So I've added over here, right? So these two files will use for the test cases too, and this one and this file will use for that test cases one. And data.csv will be common because it is input file for that, right? I hope it is clear to you, right? So let's go in the next step. Yeah, this is a flow. Actually, what is this? This is a, it will create a 3 EC2 instances, 1, 2, and 3 here. So one is producer, and this will take the input from the CSV file, and it will send to the Kafka MSK. After that, the consumer will take pull that messages from the Kafka and insert to the MySQL. And same way, this EC2 instance will take and pull the messages from Kafka and push to the RDS. This is Postgres, right? So this is two cases. So we need to create three EC2 instances, one Kafka cluster, and two RDS, one MySQL and PostgreSQL. Apart from that, we need to create one more EC2 instance here. We need to create one more EC2 instance here, which will connect with this MySQL server for running query here, execute query here, right? So this is the EC2 instance. So basically, we need to create 4 EC2 instances, right? And for connecting with the PostgreSQL, we will use the UI for connecting it. UI from local system, AquaDB. I will connect it from here, and we will execute the query here. This is a totally flow diagram for that, right? So it is a quite long this video because we need to use multiple things here, so it will take time for that. So let us start. And first, we need to create some cluster for that from the AWS management console, and this cluster name I added here. And I'm using broker type T2 T3 small, but I will suggest for the larger instance because we need to do it multiple things here, so it will take less time. So I am changing the broker type to higher version, something M5 large. I will take M5 large over here, but you can try on this one also. It will working properly on this instance also. And also we will select the VPC 2 zones for that. And plain text is important. We need to do the plain text, and after that we will get that all those here. So let's do this, create the cluster first, then we will do the next step. So this one. So let's go to log into the console. This is already there. Let me create the cluster and custom create, right? And this is the name of cluster and provision. I'm taking this one. And then version is okay. Now I'm taking Kafka M5 large here, right? And I'm taking 2 for the demo. And this is 10 GB sufficient. And next. So we can create your own VPC, or I'm selecting the default one. It's optional. So I'm taking again two zones for 1A, 1B. And this is the availability default security group. I'm selecting it. And just don't forget to click on the plain text. So just I'm selecting plain text here. Now next, and create the cluster. So it will take again 15 minutes for creating the cluster. So meanwhile, we need to do some other things also, right? So let's do it. And now we'll need to create the RDS. So RDS, this create databases, and let me do one thing. Plain text is important. I'm bold it. So let me open the RDS. And we will take the instance same name. I will try to take it. I will take MSK 8.020. So let's open. Create databases. So you can see here standard create, and I will select MySQL, and version in 8.28. I am taking something 8.20. Free tier. Okay. And DB instance I've copied already, and admin user is okay, and password is 342. I'm putting password. Okay. Now database name we need to give. Just I'm copying it now. It is showing T3 micro, so let me select T2 micro, right? It is a free tier, and storage auto scaling not required, and public accessible yes, right? And this is a password authentication is okay. Additional configuration. I'm giving the database name, right? It's the database name. This is MSK underscore MySQL. Now, no need to select anything. Enable automatic backup is not required because it is a test, and maintenance is not required, right? So just go, I'm creating this RDS. So it will take again time for 10 to 15 minutes for creating it. So meanwhile, just go and create again for PostgreSQL, right? So let me show you in this slide here. We need to wait for the endpoint, right? So for that, I will select Postgres 1210 R1 and DB identifier on this one. So let me create standard create and Postgres, right? And R2 1210 R1. I'm taking the little bit older one, and dev test, right? Single DB is okay. Database identifier, this one, right? And credentials, it is using PostgreSQL. So let me copy it, and password is this one. And this is a standard. I think we need to use the bus-stable classes and T2 micro. I need to select. It is not showing. Yeah, this is a checkbox. Yeah, DB T2 micro, it is coming. Enable auto scaling not required, right? Public access, yes. Password authentication is okay. Additional configuration, DB name, right? So let me take DB name, this one. You can take any DB name, right? So you have to remember for further using, right? Backup is not required. Performance insight is not required. Monitoring is not required, right? Maintenance is not required because you are just doing for the purpose, right? And storage, you can see it is showing highly cost. So we have not changed the storage actually. So storage, I think 10 GB, 100 GB SSD, workload, higher latency. Okay. So we can give minimum 20 GB, right? It is written minimum 20 GB, so I think we have to take 20. So it will reduce the cost. You can see now it is showing 2.3 USD, right? So create database. So storage is missing here. So let me write down the storage also. GB, okay. So it is. It will take again 15 minutes. Now we need to create the EC2 instances, right? So before that, we need to create one role for that MSK role. So let's go and create this role. This is IAM role. Create role. MSK we need to select here. Full access. And role name is this one. Okay. It will create the role. And after that, we'll go and create 3 instances and give the name for that same way. I think we need to create the 4 instances later on because later on we need to create one more instances, right? So let me create 4 right now. Let me try for 3, okay. T23 micro, T23 to T2 micro is okay, I think. But it should be 3. And IAM role, I was added that this one. Give the name for that producer, and later we will change the consumer also, right? Security group, yeah, MSK provision security group. I'm taking this name. Launch. I think I have done 3 instances. Let me check only. 3, yeah. Just want to check this one. Yeah, that's okay. So it will create 3 instances over there, right? And after that, I will go and change the value. And one MSK cluster is ready. We will use the security group in this particular MSK security group. We'll do it later on, right? So first we need to change the name, right? So let me go and change it. Producer, right? I'm changing it to consumer 2. And this one is consumer 1, right? So let me connect first this instance, right? This one. And this is the clear, everything. Okay, paste. It is connected, right? Now I'm going to set the host name, right? For that. Producer, right? So this producer is ready. Yeah, it is ready. You can see, but it is showing producer, right? And let me update the packages by default. Yum update -y. It is up to date, right? So it is done. Now we will go and connect with the other instances. This is the consumer one, right? Connect. This is for consumer one, right? Consumer one, right? Oh, I have not added the pseudo rights. Now let me update the packages also. Sudo it is up to it, right? So our consumer one is ready, right? Now go to the third one. It's connected, right? Now we need to update the package. Update. Okay. Now we will change the host name. Okay, consumer 2. Now I'm saving it. Exit and again login. Okay, now you can see it is consumer 2 and consumer 1. It is not showing. Let me exit one and connect it again. And this one is for producer. Now we created 3 instances, right? And it is up to date up to this place. So you can see this is a 1, 2 and producer, right? Now we have done this name and now install the git file for 3EC2 instance, right? So this is a GitHub URL, but we need to first install the git command, git package, right? So let me run here. Okay, git installed. Now go to the user role and git clone. I'm cloning that my repository. So for cloning it, we are already on the home, so it's okay. It is creating one folder MSK. Let me clear all those. You can see. Okay. Now I'm going to the MSK cluster. Then again ls. You can see we are getting all those files, right? So what is in the next step? Copy Kamaska to the local Kappa file to the local one, right? Because it is showing here. So we need to should be on all home path, right? It is a home path. So I am trying to okay, move command and I will paste it here. ls, you can see it is showing, right? We called all file over on the our home path, right? ls, you can see, and ls we have done, right? So it is done. Now clone we have done. Now installation of Kafka client. We need to run that. We need to run Java. So we need to go and install Java, right? So let me run it in each. This is installed. Check the Java version then. Installed, right? Okay, Java installed. Now go and wget this Kafka client and run it. So let me do it here. Now we need to use the tar for change it. CD Kafka, right? CD/bin ls is there, right? We are all those command we need to run here. Such file is there, right? So same thing we need to do it here. ls okay. Now do it here, same change. Okay, now it is clear. Let me clear all those things. So we have installed Kafka installation has done. Now create topic. For create topic, we need Kafka ARN, and so wait for that. Let's check what about that Kafka. So this is RDS. This is this one. It is still running, right? So let's wait for time, or we can go and create one more client machine in this thing. We will do it. I think we need to go install the Python in between. Yeah. So Python 3 is already installed with AWS CLI. So if you go and check it out, it will show it is already installed, right? See, Python is already there. Okay. So now we need to install pip version. Pip version is not installed anywhere. Nothing is there, right? So we need to install the pip. Okay, now we will get pip.5. So let me do. Okay. Now after that, we will go and pip install Kafka Python. This is a Kafka for the Python. So we need to run our actually packages. So we need to install that one. It's installed. It is installed, and it is installed, right? So we've installed that Kafka, right, for Python. Now we will install the connector. Connector means some pip packages we are using in that MySQL connector and MySQL connection and Postgres and whatever we are getting. So in consumer one, we will going to connect with MySQL server. So we will install this connector for that. We will install it only on this consumer one. So consumer one, we have this system, right? This, so I will going to install here over here, right? It's done. Now in the PostgreSQL, we need to install on the consumer too. So this is the binary. We need to install it. Let me clear this one and install, right? So it is going to install. It's done, right? But for by my MSSQL, we are not using to use this here. If you required, we can install this pip, right? So after bootstrap property we need to do, so we will do it later on because we need to run once cluster is will be created, then we will do those steps. So for test cases and testing message in EC2 instance. So, but when we create this instance for RDS client for RDS connection for RDS MySQL, then we need one instance for there. So let me create those instance here, right? You can see this is create a EC2 client instance for MSSQL server, MySQL server. So for that, I'm putting that name this one. Let's go and create it, right? I'm going to open it. So this one is running, cluster is still running. And what about RDS? RDS is available, right? It is created. What RDS is created, right? So, okay, let me create one more instances over here. It's the same instance. Amazon Linux 2 and default one, and just give the name MySQL client, and security group I'm using MSK as a security group. So it will create this one. So view instances. Oh, it is creating. Seven instances are there, but I need to, I think it is here. You can see this one. It is showing pending currently, right? Now running, right? So let me connect this instance also. I'm going to open download one and open one more. Right. So we have done. Right now we need to change the host name for that, so we can understand that it's a MySQL client. etc/host name. Now we need to delete it. And putting the name MySQL client. Oh, I have not added sudo then. Okay, now exit and again login. It is connected, right? So this client machine is created. Now next step is we need to install the MySQL client over there. So let first update it and then install the MySQL client, right? Update is done. Then I'm connecting, I'm installing that MySQL client, right? It is done. Okay, now we need to connect to the MySQL database. So it is just like this one. We need to pass this MySQL -s -un something. So let me connect MySQL -h. This is a whole endpoint for that MySQL server. So let's go over there in RDS system. Let me create a duplicate tab. Now this is a MySQL server, right? And endpoint it is showing here, right? So let me copy MySQL and paste it. And username we are using admin and sorry -u admin and -p for password, right? Password I have given for that and I am putting enter. It is connected, right? So it is connected to the RDS server. Now what we need to check the how many databases are there. So databases, you can see it is showing and we have created this database. So we will use this database MSK MySQL database change, right? So we have selected the database. Now we will go and run so tables. Okay, one more things. How many tables we have? We don't have any tables, right? So we will create one table name MSK MySQL table, and this is username and sub number and city and country, right? So let me execute this query here. This is created and show tables. Now you can see it is showing one table, right? MSK MySQL. So if I will go and select start from this table MSK MySQL under table, you can see we don't have anything, right? Okay, so we have connected and make sure that database table is created and we don't have anything. So we have done up to this place here. Now we will connect to the PostgreSQL server, right, with AquaDB. So let me open my AquaDB here. You can use any client tool for connecting that Postgres. It is not required. You have to use this Aquadata. So let me register new server here. Register server. I'm giving the name of the server demo Postgre server, right? I'm giving and details for that is login username we have given this PostgreSQL and password is this one. Host name we will take that endpoints and database name we've given this one. So this one and endpoint we need to go to RDS and take the endpoints for that. This is a Postgre and this is the endpoint. Oh, I have filled all those things in wrong way, wrong place. It is PostgreSQL, this one, right? So you can see this port is 5432, right? And you can see port is showing there. If you need more information that we can go in the configuration and check the DB name, right? Username also over there, you will get it someplace, admin name, right? Postgre username and password you have to remember, right? So I think first day we will get it. Okay, so let's go and test the connection. It is successfully connected, right? So let me save it. So you can see it is creating demo PostgreSQL server is there, right? And in databases, we are using MSK Postgres database. You can see we have those things, right? Now, what we'll do, we will create, yeah, I have given the option for that for connection on the Linux machine here. If we create one EC2 instance, we can go and connect in that way, right? This is the options. And after that, to create a schema, I'm going to create one schema under that my database. So this is the database. I'm going to create a schema. So you can see this schema is created, MSK and table. You can see we don't have any tables, right? So just I'm opening one query analyzer here, right? New query analyzer for using. You can see this one is the our database name, right? So next step, we will go, we'll open the query analyzer and run this query for creating the tables, right? This is the command. And for the creating table in particular MSK schema and table name MSK PostgreSQL and this username, sub number, city and country, right? So just I'm running it. So just refresh it. Refresh. Oh, it is showing error. MSK schema doesn't exist. Let me check. Oh, it is hyphen or it is underscore. Some missing. You can see point is there. So it is underscore, right? But we have created a schema like here we have hyphen, right? So those are issue. So either I have to change the schema here or either I have to change over there, right? So we can change anything. So let me check what we have used in that Python file. So same thing we will use it here, right? So in Python file, I am using hyphen schema, right? So let's change to hyphen. Okay. So it is the wrong place here. It is missed out this place, right? I've corrected it. And again, this one I need to change, right? So go here and just put hyphen. Oh, what is happening here? So let's create the MSK underscore schema. I think it is the best one. We can create a schema. Again, I'm creating the schema on this one, right? And schema is created. Yeah. Now I am running this again, right? Yeah, now it is created a table in the MSK schema, right? MS schema, right? MSK underscore schema. So let me correct this document is okay because this is the underscore, right? And we can run this query also here. We don't have anything in this table particular, right? So this is done. This is created here. Let me correct this document. And this is underscore schema, right? Now we have done, and we have created the databases in both Postgres and MySQL and connected well from both client, right? So from there, next one, we have done this one, right? Query analyzer, we have created those things. And after that, this is running testing the messages, right? I will let you know this thing. So first, now we have done multiple things, but major things is still pending for that. Our Kafka is ready or not? Our cluster is ready. What we did so far, I'm just rewriting again. We have created this instance and created producer for that, created one consumer and created consumer 2, created RDS, created RDS for MySQL, RDS for Postgre. We have created both one, and we have created client also, and we have connected this client and created one table over there, and also we connected this PostgreSQL and we created a table so far. So what is our motive now? When this producer is produce the messages from the CSV file, Kafka will consume it, and this EC2 instance will pull the messages from the Kafka and insert into the database. And this is for consumer 1, and consumer 2 will take the same data from what is produced by the producer and put the data, same messages to the PostgreSQL. This is our test cases 2. And test cases 1, we will test case 1, what we will check where it is consumer and getting message over here or not. So once message will come here, then we will next test case we will push to the MySQL, right? So I divided into 2 part, but not required to divide in 2 part, but it is easy for you. I've created 2 test cases here, right? So let's start it again from this place, MSK cluster. So cluster, let's check whether it's created or not. This is cluster. Yeah, I think it is created, right? Successfully, it's created. So let me see here. It is created, and yeah, it is a properties also. We can see it, and you can see also we client information also. Bootstrap server property plain text is showing here. Zookeeper connection is also there, right? So both things are there. And just go to then again with documents. So what is happening, and we will do it. So this is done, right? Next step we have created, and we got the endpoint also. This is done. I created RDS MySQL server. Next, we have created RDS Postgres server, SQL server, right? We got it. And after that, we have created role and EC2 instance we have created. Now we need to put this security group for the EC2 instances, right? So let's open that security group for the cluster and do this step. This is created, and security group for that one, this one. Security group is open. Now I am added in one rule, and adding rule all traffic, all all traffic, and I am putting it here, this one, this security group, right? And save rule. So I have done this one also. John, next step. I have already set the host name for all 3 EC2 instances, right? And now clone the repository. So we have cloned that already. I have done clone the repository and move this file over there, right? So we have done it. And after that, install that Kafka client installation in Java we have done on all 3 EC2 instances. And next is we need to create a topic, because here we are waiting for that cluster should be created. So for that, we can take all those client information, or we can run that Skype cluster command over there, and we can get those things, or we can take Zookeeper connection string for that. So let me run this for that, and create something. For that, we need to take US1 region cluster ARN we required. So cluster ARN. This is the ARN for the cluster. I'm copying it here. Now I'm running this command, right? You can see we are getting the zookeeper connection string, and I'm copying here our zookeeper connection string is required for creating that. I think this one. Okay, this is anyone I can use for zookeeper. Now we need to create the topic. For topic, we need to pass zookeeper connection string. So I'm taking this one. Anyone you can take. And then topic name. Topic name we can take from here, MSK provision topic. I will take this name, right? You can take any name and just run it. Let me run it. Topic is created, right? You can see this topic is showing created, right? So topic is created, and then we need to install this Python installation. We have already done those things, right? We have already installed this pip install all those things, and then we need to producer instance. We need to use the bootstrap in Python file. So we need to do this thing. So we need to get the bootstrap file for that. So for bootstrap, use this command, or you can take it directly from the console. So I am taking it from here. Kafka ARN, I think this is the cluster ARN, right? So I am passing this cluster ARN over here, right? And US region and bootstrap broker, just run this one. Now you will take, this is for TLS and this is for the plain string that we need to take for the plain string, right? So I have taken this one and copying it here. So you can see this one, right? This is the B1 and B2, not required this comma. So we can use any one, right? So it is there. Now we need to add this bootstrap into the each file. Like first you need to update the producer instance, right? So producer instance is which one? This one is no. This one is the producer instance, right? So let me do it ls. No, just I think we need to go on the particular path where files are there. You can see this is a home path, right? So let me check here, home path, ls. We have a file, right? So let me clear it, then we will see. This is the files, but we need to update only this file, Kafka producer.py. So let me copy it, and I am via it here, right? So it is showing here, and I need to change here that name. See, this is the bootstrap file property name, right? So we have copied it here, bootstrap name. Yeah, this one. So I'm just copying it here. Here, right? So you can see this is the data.csv file, same path. This is okay. If you are changing the topic name, please change it here. This name should be changed here. Now we have done from that place. Now let me save it. Right. I will show you this py file. You can see this file has changed, right? So we have done from this site. and this updated bootstrap in Python file, right? This is done. Now we need to do the same thing, a Python file in the consumer instance also. So go to that file, Kafka consumer .py file, and this is the instance 2, consumer 1, right? So consumer 1, we are on the here, right? So let me change the file, paste sudo. I'm opening this file in vi, and this is the topic name. If you want to change the topic, you can change it here and change this bootstrap, right? So bootstrap, we will change it whatever we have, right? So I'm copying this one, and this is there, right? And all things will be same. Then I am saving it. If you want to, I am showing you cat Kafka consumer .py. Okay, so you can see its value has changed, right? We have done from that. And for the third one, third server, this one, we will going to change same thing here. And third one, I'm changing same Kafka file. This is a topic name. If you want to change the topic, please change it here. And our this one name, I'm copying it here, right? So let me save it. And if you want to see, right, you can see it is changed, right? So we have changed this one also. Now test case one, right? Testing messaging on EC2 instance. So what we need to do, we need to test it. For testing the instance, we will run that on the consumer side, consumer instance, right, and producer instance. So we are already on home page. Let me run this file on the consumer side, right? So we have this consumer is going on. Let me clear it. And we are running first consumer, because if we don't have put any messages to it, is waiting for that, right? I think it is a issue here in this file, double quotes, right? So we need to correct it. Okay, and now it is corrected. Let me save it again. Now you can see it is waiting for this message from the Kafka. Now we have to run this file producer in the producer side, right? So let me connect it from here. So let me show you this. Yeah, now it is, you can see this is producer and both, this is consumer one and this is consumer two, right? So let me run it. It will take the files from the CSV and putting to the Kafka, and it is, you can see it is pulling files, pulling the data from the Kafka, right? In these two instances, you can see it is showing. So it is completed, right? So it is showing whatever data we have in CSV file, it is throwing here, right? So first it is taking from the CSV file and putting to the Kafka, and this consumer one is taking from the Kafka and displaying here. So this is our first test cases. Now next test case, we will insert this value to the database, right? So this done. So let's, this is done. Test cases one. Now test cases two. This connection, we have already created the client for the MSQL and already created the table up to this place. We have done, right? Now for the PostgreSQL, we have done up to this place also, right? Now we have created a table in the Postgres also. That's, it is done, right? And now we can see testing messages, right? For testing these messages, we need to run this script. But before that, we need to changes this script file for both sides, right? So in EC2 consumer 1 and this is EC2 consumer 2. And this is the ECT producer instance, because producer instance is same. So no need to change it here, anything. We need to change it here, right? So we will go and change first this file and we will check all those details and then we will run this command, right? So let me stop it, I think, yeah, and stop it also, right? So let me clear it and we need to change the file for this file, right? So let me vi edit this file, and this is the file here, you can see. And consumer, this is MSK provision topic bootstrap. We need to change the bootstrap setting here, right? Edit did for that. So let me delete this one. Now copy that bootstrap and paste it here. Now it is again, I think so. It is comma issue is there. Okay, something issue, I think. Let me do it again. Not able to see the cursor actually. Yeah. Yeah. Now we have changed it. Now we need to check the connection details here. We have used the same database, admin password, I use same password, but endpoint is changed for the MSQL server. So go there and on the MSQL server, and this is the RDS MySQL server, and copy the endpoint and change this endpoint right here. Okay. Now it is a connection successfully. Let me check other details also. I think we have used the same table name, so don't need to change anything here, right? So it is done. Now I'm saving my changes. So we have done. Now we need to change for the server's consumer 2 also. This is our client not required right now. This one, right? So let me clear it. And we need to sudo vi. If file name is here, we need to change this Kafka consumer Postgres file name, right? So same thing we need to do. First change the bootstrap servers. This is our bootstrap server. So I am okay. Now you can see in that connection URL, it is a database name. We are using the same username, same password, same, but we need to change the endpoint, right? And port number is same. So just we need to copy the endpoint for Postgre. So this one is the Postgre, right? Endpoint is this one. Okay, and let me check other things also. I think here underscore is missing. So where is it printed? D here, okay. So just let me correct this issue also. This is underscore, right? Schema name is underscore we created. MSK underscore schema. And MSK Postgres. Now we have done. So let's save it. Okay. So we have changed it. Now we need to run that. Just minimize it. And this one, right? Python 3 will run this for consumer 2. Let me run it. You can see it is connected PostgreDB successfully. So we have done. Now we need to run this script on 2 also. To this one. It is also connected, right? Now we will go and produce the messages again from the CSV file. Now this time it will take this data from CSV and passes to Kafka and push this messages to the DB in both DB, right? So let's do it again. Let me do it. You can see it is doing message. I printed those, so it is showing the printing. You can see it is done, right? Now we need to check from the client side. Let's go here. Earlier we don't have anything, so let me check it again here. You can see this record is inserted from CV to DB. This is Postgres DB. And for MySQL DB, we have earlier checked nothing was there. So run that command again. You can see it is again printed those things. So basically, we got all those things through Kafka and stored into databases, different databases I've shown you. And after that, this is the deletion of resources. Over there, you can see I've written here deletion of resources. How to delete that? We need to delete the 4H2 instance, delete the MSK cluster, right? Delete MySQL RDS, delete PostgreSQL, delete security group, delete IAM role. So it will take time to listen, but I will show you how to delete those things. Let me say those things in few minutes. So first I will go that this is a cluster, right? So I'm going to delete it, delete cluster, right? So deletion is started and it will take time. Now EC2 instances security group, we added one inbound rule. So let's go and delete this rule also, save rule, right? And RDS action, now I am delete this RDS from MySQL. No snapshot is required. Delete me, right? Okay, this is deleted. Now RDS Postgre, I'm going to delete this one also. No snapshot is required. Delete me. Now EC2 system, EC2 management, here EC2 is there right now. I think we are running multiple instances over there. So we have created 4 instances, one producer, 2 consumer, 1 MySQL client. So I'm terminating all instances in one go. Terminate, right? And IAM role, we have created one role over there. Let me select this role and delete it. So at per slide, we have deleted everything, right? I've done all those things, but it will take time for deletion, but it is done, right? So I have written for that detail for the pipe file, but it is already in the GitHub. And let me correct this one also, underscore, right? Schema. And this is the data.csv. We can put any data as per your choice over there. And similar way, we can create a table in database. And this is references which I have used for that. And this is for the serverless also. We can go serverless. And next topic, we will discuss the serverless MSK cluster. And we will produce the message and consume the message within the MSK cluster serverless. The serverless cluster launched just last year. So we will do this our last video for this series. And we will discuss on that next video for serverless MSK cluster, how to create and how to do this producer and consumer, those things. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel. If any question, ping me, write me, I will give the reply on that. Thanks for watching. Thank you.